Today is January 19th, and this is covered. Great Super Wildcard weekend round. And we're ready to move on to the divisional. But yeah, what do we think about the games over there?
I think it was a really good weekend of football, and like the Buccaneers game stunk. Don't get me wrong. The Seattle Niners game wasn't a bad game until the second half, and then the Niners just totally took over. So like the first half was great. Seattle was winning, right? They were up by a point,
17-16.
yeah,
Yep.
at halftime. So and again, hey, if we would have just taken first half spread instead of the full game spread for Seattle,
We're fine.
we would have been
We're
in the
good.
money. Maybe that's something we look ahead to, because I think this could also be a weekend where the first half is closer than some people think, and then the second half starts to spread apart a little bit here. But it was a really good weekend of football. I think you got to see teams that revealed themselves for what everybody thought they were going to be,
Mhm.
i.e., the Bucks and the Vikings.
The what?
Seattle,
Wait, the who?
hey,
The who?
I've admitted I was wrong. I've That ship has sailed.
We're looking for the future now.
I mean, White Vic up in here, dude. Daniel Jones, and then in that second half, he doesn't freaking run at all. I'm like, what the hell? He had like 72 yards. I took his over at 92 and a half live because I'm like 20 yards. That's 3 runs for him, no problem. And I think he
Yeah.
took off on 1 run in the second half. They were like, actually, we might win this game. We better keep Daniel Jones healthy. He
Yeah.
might be the key. Like, yeah, no shit. You better keep him healthy. I don't know why they're running him so much in the first place.
Yeah.
But yes, you got the contenders, the pretenders. Yeah, the Bucks are shitty. The Cowboys are also really good at beating shitty teams. It's
Yeah.
when they play good teams that it starts to get a little iffy.
Yeah.
So it was a good weekend.
It was a good weekend. There were some folks that were complaining about the Super Wild Card round out there, saying it wasn't any good. But what do they know, basically? Um,
Oh, I
yeah,
don't
and
know.
I think we're set up for another great weekend of football. I think this one could be better, honestly.
It it certainly should be.
It's a division.
What I worry about is the two teams with buys,
Yeah.
the Eagles, the Chiefs. Do they come out and just explode? Which the Chiefs, been there, done that.
Yeah.
They're locked and loaded, right? The Eagles dealing with some injury stuff,
Yeah.
rest over rust, type thing. So I do wonder about that, and we'll
Yeah.
have to get into picks and see what you think about that.
We do. We do. Well, was there anything that kind of stood out from this wild card weekend for you before we move into picks?
I mean, you look at the quarterbacks, and I mean, even just teams in general, like the Chargers blowing 27-point lead doesn't surprise anybody. Nobody's like, "Oh my gosh, how did they blow that lead?"
Yeah,
It's
and
the
I've
Chargers.
seen Herbert getting a lot of hate for that, but like I feel like Herbert did his job. I don't think there was anything out there that was like, oh, he blatantly missed like so many throws. And it's like I once again I think it comes back on Staley. Like I don't
Well,
think Herbert's bad.
yeah,
Like I didn't he didn't have any picks. Like he held on to the ball. He hit his receivers. Like what more do you want from the guy? You want to trade him
it
Denver?
it
Sure.
was bizarre, the play calling, and hence then they fire Lombardi, their
Yeah.
OC, and their quarterbacks coach and passing game coordinator. So good scapegoat.
Yeah.
Staley stays. Have no idea why they're keeping the dude. Like,
No idea.
bizarre move, but
Yeah.
good to buy an extra year, so then you don't have to buy out his contract if you're the Chargers, which people are saying are kind of on the poor end of things in
Yep.
the NFL ownership scheme. But yeah, like, I think of course, we took Austin Eckler over receptions, over receiving yards, and I think he had one reception.
Yeah. It
Like,
was right. And I mean you talked about it last week. Like part of their run game is the dump offs to Eckler, which they should have probably done a little bit more of, just because.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe throwing a screen every once in a while. I don't know. I'm not an NFL
It was
OC, but
bizarre. It
yeah,
was bizarre. Like they got ahead and then they got super conservative and then they never got out of that
no.
conservative look. Like it just didn't seem like they were being as aggressive, which yeah, you're up 27-0. Maybe you can dial it back a little bit. But as soon as Jags start catching some steam, like,
Yeah.
come on now, let's go ahead and launch a couple here to, a couple of your dudes downfield. Give
Yeah.
Eckler the ball a couple more times. I don't know,
Something. Yeah.
but it again, it's not surprising. Like
No.
we kind of had an idea. Is it cool for the Jags? Yeah. Does the
Too
Jags run
far.
over? Probably.
Probably so.
Buzzsaw.
Probably so. Walking in Arrowhead's gonna be tough, but yeah. Before we get into that matchup, I think that's the first one on Saturday. Talked about it last week. Kind of jumped in there. Bills secondary. I Skylar Thompson was able to throw all over, and Jalen Waddle had 4 drops in the first half. Like, if he doesn't have those drops, might be having a different story today of who's playing, and
Right.
it would have been the surprise of the weekend. But I don't know if I can trust the Buffalo secondary moving forward, which is tough for the
Right.
futures holders.
One, I thought the only defense that showed this weekend that well, I guess there's two. One from AFC, one from NFC.
Mhm.
NFC, the Niners. Yeah,
Yeah.
they, let up some points in the first half, but then it was like the
No
switch
points.
was
Literally
flipped.
none.
It's on. Let
Yeah.
Bosa go, let the freaking dogs hunt, and that was it. Like the freaking Seahawks didn't have a shot in hell in the second half.
Oh,
The second one, and again, yeah, backup quarterback offense that's been struggling. The Bengals, man, I mean, that D line's ferocious.
yeah.
Yeah, they do have Eli Apples, one of their corners, absolute liability. But like right now, of the teams that we've seen so far in the playoffs,
Yeah.
those two. Now, what happens with the Eagles, who are supposed to have one of the best teams in the playoffs, right? And
Mhm.
people will say, "Oh, the Cowboys." Dude, have you watched
Mm.
any of the Bucks offense this year?
Yeah, that's my main reason for pretty much taking it was, oh, it's Brady, he's gonna figure it out, which was happening all year, and just that offense is not, unless Mike Evans is catching 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, they're going to
They're
struggle.
Yeah,
And
they're
they did.
not good. Yeah, and yeah, it was bad. I
Well,
didn't think they'd get beat by more than 10 because of Teasy, but
yeah, that one hurt.
and
But
that one was like, I don't think Brady will allow his team to lose by more than 10, and it sure as hell happened.
and that was the only under that did hit,
Yeah.
which I think it was at 45.5.
Yep.
Old Brett Maher, Money Maher, missing 4 PATs.
Hey,
Dude,
yeah, money
cash that
ma.
under, baby. Here we
That's right.
go.
I had a little side wager with my father on the game, and we were texting back and forth, and I said Maher's got to have a lot of money on the under because he knows the Cowboys are about to boat race the Bucks, and so he's just trying to keep points off the board however he can.
Well, it was hilarious too because Mike McCarthy just kept sending them out there. Like
Yeah.
after the second one, you got to go for 2, and that's
Yeah.
the video everybody saw with Dak yelling, "Go for fucking 2!" Like, yeah, go for 2. Help your kicker out here, Mike. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. And
Yeah.
I haven't fact checked it, but what I heard is that Maher also missed the last PAT from the Washington game, so he hasn't missed 4 in a row. He's missed 5 PATs in a row.
He made the last one though.
So streak's broken. Maher's back. We're good to go.
It's still because Pat McAfee says, like, when you're like, it's like putting in golf. Like, once you have the yips, it's not good. And then also same with golf. Like, even if you make one, you move to kind of the next hole. Like, oh good, like, thank God that's over. But you stand over the next putt and you're like, shit, here we go.
Yeah. Where's this gonna go?
Yeah. And so it's just, I don't know about that. Yeah.
Well, that changes your play calling too, and it did definitely in this game because like the Cowboys were in a situation where they could have kicked a field goal, took the points, but they're like, no, we're going for this 4th down. Like we're in kicking range. So that hurts you against the Niners because they're gonna get their stops.
Yeah.
They're gonna have opportunities to kick field goals, and like you better be just pumping this dude up all week long. Like, Maher, you got this, man. You know,
You're the
pats on the
best.
ass. You're the best. Give him a couple, like, we don't got to do conditioning today. If Maher makes this one in practice,
They're gonna
watch,
do
he
a
misses it
lot of
every time.
they're gonna do a lot of conditioning.
Poor guy. But that, hey, 3 phases, 3
That's
phases of
right.
game.
That's right. But
So
yeah, yeah, it was tough. Well, I mean, no better time. Let's get into it. First game, I was ready to walk it, just be ready and say, Kansas City, take the points, whatever. Let's get out of here. Do you have any other thoughts? I have some trends backing it up. Yeah, I mean the Jags are feisty, but it is Kansas City at Arrowhead.
well, and I got a couple defensive stats that are problematic.
For the Chiefs.
No. For the
For
Jags.
oh boy. Okay.
Not good.
Well, that's good for me then, I guess.
Jags bottom 5 in pass yards allowed.
Okay, the Chiefs have a decent quarterback. Okay.
Yep, he's pretty solid. And Chiefs top 10 in rush yards allowed. So guy like T Law, Trevor Lawrence, you got to have a good running game. Don't put it all on his shoulders. That's exactly what you saw this past week against the Chargers. I mean, the dude threw fucking 4 picks in the first half. Like, you got to get the running game going here. And I think the Chiefs are going to bottle them up and force them to throw. And that's when, who is it? Chris Jones.
Yep.
I mean, that's when that dude eats. Is like, we know you're not
Yeah.
running the ball because they're going to stuff the run, and then it's time for the boys to eat. So that's really not a good deal when your defense can't stop our offense and our defense can 100% stop your offense. I just don't think the Jags have the horses to be able to match with Kansas City. Although what I do worry about with KC minus 8.5 is they play with their food, right?
They do. Yeah.
It's 8.5 points, backdoor cover. It happened. The Chiefs were favored. What was it? I think they were 14 or 15-point favorites with Jacksonville, who was at Kansas City earlier this season.
It was
And Jacksonville
10.
comes back.
So
Was it 10?
it was 10.5. Jacksonville comes back, loses by 10. So because we had the Jags.
Well, I definitely didn't get 10.5 because that shit pushed for me. That's where I was going.
Maybe it was just 10. Maybe it was just 10.
It
but
pushed whatever it was. Because again,
Yeah.
the Chiefs, it's like, all right, we got this. We're on super coast mode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it could be a very long day for Jacksonville. That's my opinion. What do you got?
Well, you know me, big into the trendies. So home favorites of a touchdown or more, and they win. So this is assuming that yes, the Chiefs are gonna take care of business and not lose, because obviously you lose against the spread. But home favorites of a touchdown or more that win are 37-22 against the spread. Andy Reid in this scenario is 6-3 against the spread. So I like that. Mahomes as a home favorite, since he took over, is 6-3 against the spread and 4-1 against the spread in the divisional round. Andy off a bye, 21-13 against the spread. That's all games, regular season, everything. And at home, 12-8. So yeah, spread wise, give me the Chiefs. Give me the 8.5. That's a little spooky, but yeah.
It was a good run, Jacksonville. It was a good run.
Yeah, it was.
It's over, man. This ain't no Blake Bortles
No.
Going AFC Championship, beating Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh type deal. Like, this ain't a miracle run. I think Jacksonville has their time later on.
Trevor Lawrence never lost on a Saturday. People, have you heard that yet?
Have
you heard that yet?
Yeah, and how many NFL Saturdays has he played? 3?
I
think it's been 3. And maybe, I don't even know if it's been 3. Maybe just 2.
Maybe 2.
So, like, yeah, college. He had a pretty good team in college. High school. had a pretty damn good team in high school too. This ain't the little leagues, pal. This is
all time as a dog. In the NFL, Trevor Lawrence is 5-10 against the spread. So,
he's only been a dog 15 times.
Yep. Away dog.
No
away
sense.
dog.
Oh, okay.
Away dog. Away dog. Sorry.
Like,
Road
what
dog.
kind of stats we
Road
got
dogs.
going on here?
Road dogs.
All right.
5
that
and 10
makes sense.
spread.
This is his second year. Yeah. So he's played what, 37 games, 36 games, something like that.
Yeah.
This will be his 36th game
on the road.
So 15. Yeah. Makes sense. Checks out.
Yeah.
Just making sure your math's
Way
all
dog.
good, man.
Never lost on Saturday.
You can go ahead and take the Jags.
I'm not taking
Kansas
City.
City.
I'm not taking no, thank you. Do you have a preference for the over/under?
That's tough because what I worry about is Jacksonville not being able to score. Like that's a serious concern of mine. You just gave the Chiefs defense, this much time off to get healthy and pin their ears back. Like, I do worry about Jacksonville not being able to score. Kind of like I worried about Miami not being able to score, but which one thing, hats off to Mike McDaniel. Like, that is a hell of a coaching job. You're on your third string quarterback going into Buffalo, and you make that thing a 3-point game. Like, say what you will about him ripping the vape on the sideline. Who knows, or whatever he was doing. But that is a hell of a coaching job.
Yeah. It was. I also worry about them not being able to score. The Jags and trends anyway. Chiefs 7 points or higher. In their last 45 are 31-14 to the under. Andy Reid in home games to the under 49, 24-4. And the Chiefs at home this year are 7-2 to the under. So
Jack's team total right now is at 21.5. So take that
these damn team totals
information as you wish.
I'm not stating anything right
first
now.
Indication, I'm saying under. So here's a different one. How about team total touchdowns? 2.5. Even that one's tough.
Yeah, I mean, they get 3, they get 21, which you could still cash the team total under of 21.5. So I would probably just lean team total under 21.5 at that point.
Right, but what they're saying is like 2 touchdowns and then 3 field goals.
Which, 3 field goals. I would lean team total under 21.5. I'm scared now.
Kansas City team total 31.5.
Have the KC 31.5. Just give me the under.
For KC?
No, the full game.
For Jacksonville?
Full game. And Jags, probably.
Yeah. Go ahead. Lock it in.
It's
don't lock it in?
Maybe. I'm scared.
Check the chalkboard.
Yeah,
check the chalkboard, people. All right. Moving on to the next number 1 seed, along with the Giants, who apparently they're a wagon.
New York Football Giants,
are furious right now.
You have something you'd like to say?
Danny Jones, future Hall of Famer.
That's right. He's the best.
He took over that game. First half. He took over that game. Second half, it was more of game manager. And I kind of wonder if that was you'll see that with teams where it's like, we need to do anything and everything to win this game in the first half. And if we're in it, perfect. And I think they dipped their toe in the water and it was like, oh shit, we don't need to do anything and everything. We're going to beat these guys just being us. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Not happening this week.
What?
They don't beat the Eagles.
Oh, okay. They don't beat the Eagles. I agree.
But
we're all about covering.
I think they covered.
I think they covered. I do. Yeah, I mean, I'll get into the trendy trends because I will. But why do you think?
I don't know. The Eagles, and I think a lot of it, what we're dealing with right now is recency bias because we haven't seen the Chiefs or the Eagles, which again, we know the Chiefs because, AFC West guys here. We know
Chiefs is
what
the
they're about.
Chiefs.
They're the Chiefs. We haven't seen the Eagles in however many weeks, especially with like a fully healthy Jalen Hurts. So, maybe we're forgetting how good they are, but man, that Giants team showed me a lot against the Vikings. And again, like I go back to maybe it's because the Vikings were shitty, just like everybody thought all season long, right? Like people got blinded by the light.
Some people.
This guy right here.
Some people did.
Some people got blinded by the light.
Some people did.
But I like what they got going on. Dable, what's the defensive coordinator's name?
Don't know. Fauci.
Thick. Shit, I don't know his name. He's the big Haas unit on the sideline that they always show. He's always got like a flat
no, that's Wink Martindale.
Wink. Yeah. Oh yeah, Wink, dude. Yeah, not
he
Thick.
came from
Wink.
Baltimore.
Yeah, Wink's legit, dude.
Yeah,
Did he come from Baltimore?
You're thinking of he's been
Ryan's
he's been a few places, but I'm pretty sure his last stop was Baltimore. Somebody can fact check us on that, but yeah, no, he brings like he's known for like bringing exotic blitzes. But yeah, Wink, he gets it done.
He gets it done, man. And here's what I'll let you get into trendy trends. Plus 7.5. Here's what happens. It's either a close game, obviously, plus 7.5, maybe by the hook, yeah, plus 8, right? Or the Eagles just boat race them. So maybe take like maybe you could do plus 8 and then alternate spread like Eagles minus 13.5 or something, both ends. A little sprinkle.
Yeah.
Because I think it really could go either way in that sense. But I don't think it's going to be like a 10-point game. That's what I'm getting at here. Like, I don't think you're going to miss the spread by a little bit. I think it's going to miss by a lot. It's going to be a super close game.
Yeah.
Last person with the ball goes down and scores, or Giants come back and cover with the last drive of the game.
Which they've been known to do.
Love that.
They care about people's bets. Yeah, as far as trends, we got, a little different one here. Head referee, Clete Blakeman. In Clete Blakeman's games, away dogs, 8-2 against the spread. So there's one, right? The New York Football Giants are undefeated against the spread in the second meeting. Second meeting at the same place this year. And so they make adjustments really well. Last week, did it against the Vikes. Divisional dogs in the playoffs, 17-10 against the spread. Away teams, this one's weird. Away teams that missed the playoffs last year and the home team that made the playoffs last year, the dogs or the team that missed the playoffs are 26-12 against the spread in the divisional round. The Giants, 11-2 against the spread this year as dogs. There's that. As far as dogs. There's those dogs. As far as Philly, they have an 80% win percentage in the divisional round. Teams with 80% win percentage or more are 18-27 against the spread. I like the Giants. Give me the Giants. Divisional dogs. Teams know each other.
Ride the hot hand.
Go Big Blue.
It sounds crazy, but I feel like every year there's some oddball in, the championship Sunday, AFC, NFC championship. There's some oddball quarterback, and who better than Danny Jones? Like, I mean, I don't see Trevor Lawrence. There's nobody in the Cowboys-Niners game that would be the oddball. Like, there's only one. Daniel Jones. Daniel motherfucking Jones.
Yeah. I don't know if they went outright. Maybe, though. Maybe.
I don't know, man. I think, and this could all come back to bite us in the ass because they're just going to get boat raced and we're going to be like, well, the Eagles are pretty fucking good. That's just exactly what just happened on Monday night with with the Cowboys. Everyone's like, I don't know, Cowboys, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it could be bloodbath. I hope not, because buying the hook +8. Let's go.
We don't even need to buy the hook. I mean, just +7.5 is the hook. Let's fine.
I don't know.
They go for 2. That's mean.
Both kickers are fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see a missed PAT in that game.
Yeah.
I could see that happen, or like just a colossal doink.
Doink.
One of those bongs. Everybody in Philly just goes, oh.
It could happen. It could happen. You like the over/under there? Anything there?
Ah, man. I don't have a preference right now. I know Philly's defense is really fucking good, and I know that the Giants' defense has shown that they don't always like to play defense.
Yep.
So, being that as it may, get some pressure on Hurts. Dealing with the shoulder ouchie right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I don't have anything
sounds
right
like
now.
The under. Yeah.
Sounds like the under.
good call.
That being said,
I mean,
we're all in the over.
They did get the over last week. Good call. That was you. Good call.
Hey, you're all week.
There you go. But unders in Giants games since 2020. 33, 16, and 2. All games. That's a whole not a lot of points. Scored.
Yep.
This year, primetime night games are 37 and 21 to the under. Seems like the books say, hey, a lot of folks are going to be watching this, rooting for points. Let's put the total a little bit too high. And yeah, night games are 37-21 to the under. So trendy trends, I like the under. And Daniel Jones, he has some, I don't know the number for that, has some absurd number to the under when he's the starting quarterback. So there's that.
I mean, to be fair to the under crowd, I mean, Philly did put up 48 on them the first matchup.
We definitely had the under there. And
that
was on me. That was definitely on me.
Had the under.
And I do recall, which is why I'm kind of scared about this one.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Little sketch.
Hey, Wink's just making some adjustments though, and it'll be better.
Well, here's who they played down the stretch since that game. The Commanders only let up 12. The Vikings, that was 27-24. That was the regular season matchup. The Colts only let up 10. And the Eagles, which is when the Giants were resting all their players, Eagles scored 22 in that one. So, yeah, I go back to I don't know if I can lean on this one right now because maybe the Giants aren't as good as everybody thinks. Talking myself in circles here. Dog chasing its tail.
Dogs are going to be barking. Okay.
Like the dogs.
Yeah. They'll lose, but it'll be less than a touchdown.
Let's take a look at the alt line for it. Let's say Eagles -20. How do we feel about that?
Nope, don't like it because Giants are going to lose by 7 or 3.
Plus 338, pretty appetizing. Just a little sprinkle.
Maybe a little sprinkle.
Sprinkle.
Maybe a little sprinkle on Eagles -20.
The old boat race sprinkle.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Maybe find that one for the Chiefs game too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So then we got to go Sunday morning. Cincy, Buffalo. Sheesh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a weird feeling we're gonna be seeing Joey B take on Patty Mahomes in the AFC Championship.
I do too, man. That
Even though they're
Bengals
dogs, I mean,
that defense is terrifying, and like everybody's saying like, hey, like Burrow wasn't himself against the Ravens. Ravens defense is fucking good. Like, and again, divisional rematch, like that's tough, man. That for them to come out of that game with a win, obviously, like it was whatever 0.6 of a yard away from the Ravens going up. It doesn't matter how pretty it is. Survive in advance. Now you got a Bengals team and fan base, mind you, that is adamant that they were getting ready to smoke the Buffalo Bills when the DeMar thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking Bengals +5. You're giving me Joey B with the points?
Yeah. +5. I don't know if you're going to need the points. I don't know.
I'll be fine money lining it.
I'm definitely going to sprinkle money line Joey B. And yeah, like I said earlier, the Bills secondary is it's looked bad.
Dismal.
Bad. Yeah, I like Joey B in this spot. And we said it last week, like, do you think a dog is gonna win? Might as well just take a money line, or no, if you think they're gonna cover, take a money line, because most of the time they cover, they're winning. Yeah, and just so you know, games officiated. Carl Sheffers, head man. Dogs are 41-24 against the spread. Joe Burrow, playing QB for the Cincinnati Bengals, is 31-16 against the spread. 22-9, not in the AFC North. 18-7 away from home. And as a dog, 19-3. Since he's also 26-12 against the spread, including the playoffs, their last 38 games. And then there's the winning percentage trend I went over with the Eagles, where teams are 18-27 against the spread in the divisional round. Give me the Bengals. Give me the Bengals. Death to our future, but hey.
That's why you have multiple futures.
That's right.
I got futures. Yeah. I'm probably just gonna end up even. I got so many futures going on right. I had a brief weak moment. I was thinking yesterday, again, recency bias. I'm like, God damn it. Are the Cowboys gonna go do this thing?
The Giants?
I was like, no, they're not. No. Giants?
No.
Man, I don't know. I got a weird feeling about the Giants, which could ruin our NFC Championship parlay of the Niners and the Eagles. But
yeah,
we'll get into that later. That's a problem.
That's next week. That's during the recap and next week. But
yeah, give me Bengals +5.
Sprinkle the money line.
I don't know. Hard not to go with the over here.
That's
like neither defense has proven that they're like outstanding, especially against the pass. I mean, you know, since he's ranked 23rd in pass yards, Buffalo's, I mean, they're 13th, so you know they're decent. But we just talked about like that's over the course of the whole season. So let's look at, you know, the last 3 games. Where are we at here? Yeah, Buffalo still right up there. Still stinks. Yeah, I don't know. This seems like a fun over.
It does.
Seems like, I mean, it's Joe Burrow, it's Josh Allen.
I mean, if you need an under trend for it, Carl Sheffer playoff games, 10-1 to the under. That's really it. I mean, I'm sure there's more out there, but because I wanted the over too. I was like, Joey B, Josh Allen, they're going to put up so many points. They're going to be 80 points scored in this game.
Yeah, I'd rather not bet than bet on the under.
I would take the over. I'm just saying, if you need a trend, that suggests
If
the
you
under,
need something,
or you just need to say this damn ref is cheating 10-1 to the under in playoff games. That guy, Carl Sheffers.
don't like that.
What a loser.
10-1 to the under?
Yeah. In playoff
Carl
games.
Sheffers? What guy is that? Is that the guy with the really deep voice?
I don't know.
Carl. How do you spell his last name?
Cheffers. Address. Just kidding. No address at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally different guy. Oh yeah, that guy's a doofus. He hates
He
points.
hates points. See, that's the thing. I would take the over though. I mean, I'm not against it. We got two premier offenses, but the books say, hey, you're gonna bet the over probably. So yeah.
They're probably right.
And that leads us to kind of, I guess, the most historic matchup of the weekend. Cowboys, Niners. What are we just all in on the Niners?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Even the
I don't
cover?
believe in the Cowboys. I don't. Do they cover? That, sir,
Field
is
goal.
the question. That is the question. 3.5 right now? Is that what you have?
Yeah.
I gotta ride with the Niners. I just have to. I believe top 5 rush defense.
Yeah.
Same conversation that we had about Trevor Lawrence and the Chiefs. I think you bottle up the Cowboys run game.
Mm-hmm.
You force Dak to be the dude without being able to have these play action bombs. And again, he looked great. He looked great against the Bucks. Like Dak looked really, really good.
Which I will say here, like a ton of people, I think it was the most bet on prop last week was Dak to throw a pick. He did not. I think it hits this week. I do think he throws a pick this week.
I mean, yeah, you've seen the defense for the Niners. Like, the pressure that he's going to have is going to be completely different than what he faced this past week.
Yeah.
I just, maybe I'm blinded by the Niners. I think it's same song dance because they played against each other last year in the playoffs too. Was it last year? I believe San Francisco went into
Yeah, it was.
to Dallas and beat
That
Dallas
was like
again.
the Debo game.
Yeah. And again, I am so biased because I really like the Niners, like really, really, like might put even more money on them now
Hammer time
to go and win the thing. But 3.5 is a little spooky. 3.5 is spooky here.
I like the Niners. Not gonna lie. There's one trend out there that really there's a few, I guess. There's a few. Of course there is. Let's start with the ref, right? Bill Vinovich. He's been around a minute. Dogs 50, 32, and 1 against the spread since 2018 in Vinovich games. Away teams past decade in Vinovich games 83-64 against the spread. Mike McCarthy, not Mike Daniel. Mike McCarthy 9-3 against the spread away in playoff games. This one's weird. San Francisco teams on a 10 or more game win streak are 3-13 against the spread in the playoffs. Why is it like that? I don't know. I can see Dallas hanging on by a field goal or losing by a field goal. I do think maybe it's a San Francisco money line play because I do like the Niners. I'm scared about that half. Maybe you just buy it down, but also missed extra points. Who knows? But Maher could miss an extra point too. Then it's just 4, I guess. Because yeah, I agree. I like the Niners. They're legit. They got all the weapons on offense. Sure, you can say it's Purdy, rookie quarterbacks like never gone this far. Whatever you want to say, but I don't think any of those other rookie quarterbacks had Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. I don't think so. So I like the Niners. But
Yeah.
yeah, that just a couple trends that I'm like, hello, Jim.
Yeah. I would be comfortable taking Niners just money line.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a ween. But I don't know. I think this could be a really good game.
Yeah.
I hope they're all really good games. That's what we're here for. We're just here to watch good football
Good football.
and win our bets. So,
Yeah.
it's a good game if we win our bets.
Yeah.
The Cowboys hopefully have a false sense of security from beating the brakes off the Bucks
Mm-hmm.
and Niners by 50, hopefully, but I just don't think it's going to be that way. I think it's going to be a game that comes down to the wire. Could be a game where we finally get to see Purdy, game-winning drive type shit, which he did have it against the Raiders, I believe. But actually, no, he didn't, because that game went to overtime. What happened at the end of that game?
For Purdy?
Yeah, Purdy against the Raiders.
Yeah, it went to overtime.
Yeah, I was trying to think about how it ended.
But stud him.
Stud him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another Hoss.
Tom
So
Brady might be there.
yeah, I don't know. I don't got a whole lot other than Niners money line, man. But
Niners money
let it
line.
ride. It's simple. It's
Niners
easy.
money line and the under. Yeah.
I can see the under.
The way things look with all these trends, it looks like it's just going to be a 4-leg tease of the undies.
All the undies?
Potentially. I don't even know what they're at. Just these trends are telling me take the under for all.
Let it ride. But yeah, what it is the most boring weekend of football as far as points go. It's all these games are like
all close games.
10-6 or something.
10-7 games.
Yeah.
Nope, not KC. 21-7. Kansas City.
Yeah.
They win.
Fine with
that. Yeah, then other than that, that's pretty 10-7.
It's easy.
Cool. A lot of defensive football. A hard-nosed defensive football.
It is so easy. It's just stupid. Stupid how easy it is.
I don't want to say it. I don't know. No.
Sure.
Sure. I was gonna say I have a good feeling about this weekend, which that never turns out well, but confidence is there. I have a good feeling about the divisional round for us.
I like it. I mean,
yeah,
we're here to go.
We're either the best bettors on planet Earth or the worst. There's no in between. This weekend coming up, we're gonna be the best.
Sorry, I'm trying to do some math in my head here really quick.
Mathematics.
9, 11, 12.
Public education.
15.
Public state 7. Education.
I mean, last 3, 4, 5, 6. Basically, over the last week, hockey's been 15-7, so that's good.
That's pretty damn good, yeah.
Hopefully, going to have another good night tonight. Did go from 1-0 night to an 0-2 night to a 3-0 night. So,
just like during the course.
Yeah, the past 3 nights.
Little volatility there.
A lot of volatility. So all or nothing tonight. I don't know. So far, the parlay's looking good. We've hit.
That's not true.
2 of the legs. What do you mean that's not true?
Didn't you say Boston and Isles over?
No, under.
Great job. I thought you said I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't say. All the funds were in play. All the funds were in play when the parlay came out.
All right, just me and Klein riding on the parlay. I think that's it. Like 30 Twitter followers, which are all like Bitcoin. Jim, figure out how to get Bitcoin immediately.
So with that in mind, follow @covered_Drew. Basically,
try to hit some parlays. We hit one last week. It was electric.
Yeah, +5 something.
Yeah, this one's plus 1100. I let it fucking go tonight. It's time. You're gonna be a little puppy. You sit on the porch.
Pissed like a puppy. Stay on the porch.
Yeah,
Shout out Jamal
it can
Williams.
be whatever you want it to be.
Jamal Williams. I know. I was just saying Jamal Williams. That guy's electric. He's awesome.
Guy, certified weirdo, but he's our weirdo.
Went to BYU. I don't think he's Mormon though. Is that allowed?
Frowned upon.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
We're gonna have to go to a BYU game.
Have to. It at some point they'll
soak it all in.
That was unnecessary. You didn't need to do that. I mean, they normally have good opponents, so yeah, we'll have to. Don't whatever you're doing.
Oh, I'm
just
good. I got
stop.
nothing.
All right, good. Well, until the next time, hope you all have a good divisional round. But yeah, we got you covered.
Some great Thrive promos. If you haven't hopped in yet, you check in the social media. A lot of free prop legs. Well, essentially free. Like will Dak have over 1 yard passing type stuff. So keep an eye out for that. Probably have another giveaway this weekend. We gave away some money to one of our Thrive competitors this past weekend. Hit a 3-legger.
Records on Instagram. Yep, yeah. 3-legger.
3-legger. Good for him. Not only did he win the money, I don't know how much he won with his 3-legger, 3.6 times whatever you put in. Yeah. But he also won a little cash from us too. So, hey,
yeah,
let's go.
Let's go. Come win some cash. But yeah, until next time, I love you guys.